Hello, and welcome to today's Keeping Anda Learning. This is no joke April Fool's Day live stream. So, with us at this point, my name is Kyle Klein. I'm going to be your host. We're going to be able to whoosh me off of the screen here shortly because Melissa Walley is just going to wow us with some awesome edPuzzle today. So, our special guest is Melissa. She's an ed tech specialist at Hanover Community Schools up in the region, right?
Yep.
They're almost Illinois, so but not quite. So, all right, Melissa, take it away for us.
Okay, so hello everybody. I'm just going to give everybody a little bit of a warning because we're on spring break. I came to school where it would be nice and quiet today, and April Fool to me, they are doing construction in our school, and I came into a little bit of noise. So if you hear any construction noise, I apologize for that. So yes, I am the ed tech specialist here in Hanover, and as you know, if you're in a position like mine, that kind of means a little bit of everything, and it's actually my favorite part of my job. I love a little bit of everything, and I love something different every day. So today, the surprise of construction noise is not a big deal to me. I love to roll with it. So I would like to talk about edPuzzle today, and let's see. Let's get started. So edPuzzle is a platform where it actually is no joke. It's a perfect thing. We discovered edPuzzle during the pandemic, like many resources were discovered because we needed something, and edPuzzle fit the bill. If you're not familiar, edPuzzle is a platform that allows you to take any video and you add assessment questions. You track your students' progress. It's very easy to get started, and you can do so for free. This is no joke. There's no tricks. So what makes edPuzzle special? There's two different things that I think makes it special. One is student accountability, and one is the student data piece. Students watch the video at their own pace, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later. They can't skip ahead or fast forward. Not that any student would ever do that. They answer the questions that you have inserted throughout the video content. We're going to talk a little bit more about that too, because you do have some options. And then as far as the data piece goes, you can tell who has viewed the videos and what their answers are with just a few clicks. And so that's an important part of it. We want to know, what are our students doing? Are they really watching it? Are they just skipping through? Which they can't do that here. So, important part, how do I get started? Is it cumbersome? What does that look like? It's easy. You just visit edpuzzle.com. Like anything, you create an account. It is free. And again, we'll talk a little bit about that. Use your school email address. And that's important because there, of course, is a free and a freemium. And if your school decides to go with the pro account, you're going to want to have your free account be in your school email address so that you can flip back and forth using that same account. Add your school, grade level, subject area, and your subject area can be changed at any time. So it's not that it's not important, but just know that that can be changed. Your subject area and grade level are important because that helps filter what types of videos show up in your feed. So another part of it that is when you get started is the IT department can assist with LMS integration. With that LMS integration, you will create and you assign your lessons on edpuzzle.com. You're always going to start on the website, but then students will view the video and complete assignments within the LMS. That's something we always want. Once you have that LMS, that's the whole point. You don't want students leaving your LMS and going out to external websites. We want to keep them housed in that LMS as much as possible. So they don't need to go to the edPuzzle website ever. They're going to stay within your LMS. That the website's only going to be for you. So you can see edPuzzle works with a number of LMSs, and your IT department is the one that has to work with that. So if for some reason you don't use an LMS, you can just use edpuzzle.com. You can create a class, and then students would log into edpuzzle.com and complete their assignments there. And there's a grade book there where you would see their grades. Either way works. So I talked a little bit about this at the beginning. There is a free and a pro version. So the free basic plan isn't bad. You get 20 videos in your account. And with that, you can use those 20 videos. They can be deleted. You can rotate what you're using. So if that's not enough, if you do need more space, you can refer other teachers. You can invite a teacher via email. If he or she sets up an account, then you get 3 more videos. So then you have 23. So you can imagine how that would help. If for some reason you have a pro school license, if your school is able to do that, then not only do you get an unlimited amount of space, but your admin also has access to curated curriculum and training. And so both of those things are very beneficial, but it all comes down to money. We know that. So that's something that you might, if you're using it and you can prove to your school, this is something that's beneficial for everybody and there's funding available, I say go for it. That's what we have at my school, and it's definitely a plus. If your school isn't able to do it and it's something that you are able to do, or maybe PTO or there's grant funding in your district, there's also a pro teacher license that has a monthly paid plan. I believe it's maybe $12.50 or right around there a month. So, it just depends what works for you, but there are options. So what kind of videos can you use? Any video could be used in a lesson. You can use your original videos that you actually create. We do know personal is best. So when you're creating a video for a class, if it's you yourself, that's going to be the most meaningful for your students. If it's a screencast of your teaching, maybe you're, writing out a math problem and you're recording it, that also would be very beneficial. You can also use YouTube videos. There's a whole library of edPuzzle originals that are aligned to grade level standards. So that also factors back into when you create your account and you're saying what grade you teach, what subject you teach. That's how the edPuzzle originals show up in your account. There are also videos already uploaded to the edPuzzle library, uploaded by other teachers. And so you can actually use that content that's already there, and you can start with that. That's the easiest way to start. Either start with the edPuzzle originals or start with videos that are already uploaded and use that. Use what's already there. Try it out. See what's there. So when you actually go into the platform, this is what it looks like. You are going into the library and you're searching for something. So I searched for April Fool's Day. This is what came up for me. I believe I put in, I think, 3rd grade, and I honestly don't even remember the content area that I put in, but I came up with 4 different videos. You can see the first one is an edPuzzle original. The next one is edPuzzle hosted. That means another teacher had created it. I'm not sure why it has a black screen. It might just be the thumbnail that the teacher posted. The next one, these are just other videos that teachers have used. So it could be a YouTube video. And I believe this one actually is a YouTube video. So you can see exactly what's here, the 4 that came up. And I believe there were more, but these are just ones that I screenshotted. So you can see here, there are a couple other things. The community are the things that popped up from other teachers. My network, that actually is because we're a pro school. If I click that, that shows the videos of my school. So the videos that the teachers in my school have actually created and are using. So I could see what everybody else is using. If I have a team, I can just pull the videos from my team and we can easily share that way. and then you can go straight to YouTube. So it's easy to find videos on those 3 little tabs. So then once you select a video, you can edit the video or add it to your content folder as is. So you're able to see right here how many questions are included in the lesson. These little droplets, every little droplet is a question. So as the video plays and this little dot moves along as the student watches it, it will stop. It will stop where this drop is. A question will pop up. The student can't move along until they answer the question. So before even assigning the video, you would definitely want to go in. You would want to see what all the questions are, make sure that they are appropriate for your students, make sure that they are the questions that you want. And you can also customize the video. You can edit the questions. You can edit, if it's a multiple choice question, you can edit what the answer choices are. You can delete a question. You can completely change the voiceover to the video, unless it's YouTube. Because of YouTube's rights, you cannot change a voiceover for a YouTube. You can trim the length of a video. So you have all these different options with things that are already there. So don't feel like you have this overwhelming, I have to create a video, I have to add the questions. You don't have to do any of that. You have many options though. So you're going to customize, you're going to edit, you're going to remove questions. Multiple choice questions are going to be graded automatically. So that's a big benefit. And you can even include feedback on those multiple choice questions. Open-ended questions, obviously, you will need to go in, you will need to grade automatically. You will need to go in and you will need to grade those. But those are the questions that encourage critical thinking. So it depends on what kind of assignment you're looking for as to what kind of questions you're using. You can add right here, you can add a note. So if you wanted to add something in the video to make things clearer for your students, or throw in a note about something that you talked about in class, that would be a good way. Notes can be written, or it can be an audio note. So it would be in your voice. So, you just play the video, pop in the note where you want it at the appropriate time. And then as the students listen, it's going to stop. And then your note is either going to pop up or it's going to play. So our goal is to work smarter, not harder. You can search YouTube for videos. You can use videos already uploaded, modify. You can add voiceovers to an existing video, or you can record and upload your own teaching videos. Now, there are 2 types of lessons. There's independent mode, which is pretty much what I've talked about. Students are going to view the video on their own device at their own pace. Students can rewind, they can rewatch, still can't fast forward. Students answer the questions on their device independently. The other type of lesson is a live mode. So that's where you, the teacher, are projecting the video to the entire class on the screen, but students are answering questions on their device independently. That's really the only thing that's changing, is the way that they are watching the video. The answering of the questions is still on their device. The data, you're still getting the same way. Everything else is the same. Now, they can't rewind it, they can't rewatch it. So it just depends upon your need, how you want it to be. If you want to be talking throughout the lesson, it just depends. But I just wanted to make sure that you understood the 2 types of lessons. Now, this next part is, how can I use edPuzzle? And there are so many ways, because when I first learned about edPuzzle, like I said, it was during the pandemic. So I really thought about like the traditional way, like pretty much what I've talked about. You have your video, maybe you're introducing a unit or concept. And so, the kids are watching it, they're learning about it, they're answering questions, or maybe it's to wrap up a unit. Same kind of a thing. But the more I thought about it and talked with teachers, we came up with a lot of different ways. Maybe they're preparing for a quiz or a test, or reviewing classroom procedures and rules, even at the beginning of the year. Wouldn't that be awesome to kind of have a tour of your classroom and stopping and asking questions to make sure students understand how does it look like in the lab? What is the lab equipment called? Let's make sure that kids understand they're answering those questions. You could use it for introducing or reviewing vocabulary terms. A virtual field trip, that would be great. Virtual learning or inclement weather days, that's a pretty common one, and this is a great way to use edPuzzle. Read alouds with comprehension questions. It could be you actually reading the story so that students are able to see it. That would be a great station rotation activity. A flipped classroom, that would introduction of content. A read aloud assessment. So you are actually reading the assessment, reading the questions, and then it stops and it asks the question, and then students type in the answer. So a little bit different, maybe for a one-on-one scenario or a small group. And then social emotional learning. There are so many opportunities for social emotional learning in edPuzzle, but one of the ones I thought of was like a calm down activity. So it might be a video with maybe deep breathing techniques, or, some kind of a video. I know our guidance counselors use those, and maybe at the beginning it has a simple question like, how are you feeling? And then they watch the video, and then at the end is like a reflection. How are you feeling now? Just to get them to kind of reflect, calm down, and make sure, they're ready to get back to class, something like that. But I'm sure our guidance counselors could probably come up with different ways that we wouldn't even think about, or I wouldn't even think about in my position. So the student data piece, once students complete the lesson, you can view student progress for an individual lesson, view class progress for an individual lesson, view student progress across multiple lessons, and grade open-ended questions. So if you want to learn more, I have to say there are free certifications available from edPuzzle, and there are many. So I, recommend that you check that out. It's not only just like level 1 edPuzzle, level 2 edPuzzle. They have certifications for just about every LMS working with edPuzzle, but then also like project-based learning and different things like that. So edPuzzle really is trying to meet the needs of educators, and I applaud them for that. So take a look at that. Now, something else they have are student certifications. Something I didn't even talk about is that there are ways that students can use edPuzzle to demonstrate their learning and use it as a project for students. So in the interest of time, I just wasn't able to fit that in, but that's a whole other avenue that could be explored. I really think edPuzzle is no joke. It's an amazing tool that just can be utilized in so many ways.
Awesome. That is fantastic. I love edPuzzle because, especially for those teachers with flipped classrooms, you want to make sure the students are doing their due diligence and watching their videos. But you always get that that informal feedback that is so nice. Like if a kid has a question about something within the video, or just making sure the kids are watching the video. So I think edPuzzle is so strong. Coupled in with some guided notes. I love its capabilities for the classroom.
I do too.
Okay. Thanks for the certifications too, because it's nice that edPuzzle has it split up where it's not just level 1, level 2, but it actually has those different integrations, because our corporation uses both Canvas and Google Classroom. So half of our teachers would watch some of those certifications, half would watch the others. So I love how they have that split up. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And, in positions like mine, I appreciate that because it takes some of that pressure off of me to I have to learn how to do it, and then I have to teach how to do it. It's sometimes that gets a little bit overwhelming. I'm not going to lie.
I know there's only so much we can learn, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for following along. Thank you so much, Melissa Walley, for showing us a fun tech tool that is no joke. We want to make sure that everybody subscribes to our YouTube channel. Hit that little subscribe button down there, and then make sure you also follow keep IN Learning on Twitter. So thank you very much, and everyone have a wonderful April Fool's Day.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, thanks, Melissa.
Bye-bye.